Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time world champion. He was close to getting his 8th trophy when Max Verstappen snatched it away from him. Throughout the 2021 season, we saw Hamilton and Verstappen battle it out Mad Max style for the World Championship. However, in 2022, they weren't really competing with each other, but they still managed to collide. So hello and welcome to Forward Motorsports. Today we're going to tell you what Max Verstappen said about racing Lewis Hamilton. So to cut to the chase, the folks over at Motorsport.com asked Max Verstappen what he felt about racing Hamilton and about the crashes that they shared. Max said, "Well, I have to be careful what I'm saying here, but with everyone I've been fighting this year, it's been really hard, aggressive battles, but we never really came together. Somehow with Lewis it's a different story and honestly I don't understand. Like this year, we didn't really have a lot of battles, but in Brazil we got together. It wasn't my intention that we crashed. I got the blame for it, which I didn't find fair. If it would have been more of a racing incident that I could live with. In Brazil, it was one of the few times in the season that the Mercedes car was competitive. Otherwise, they were usually behind the Ferrari and Red Bull cars, but in this race, they were leading. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen once again collided, and this damaged Verstappen's car. Verstappen was also hit with a time penalty because the FIA felt that he was responsible for the accident. However, in Brazil, Verstappen made a controversial statement after the race. He said that Hamilton lost the race for himself. If he didn't crash into Max, he could have won the race instead of George Russell, since the Mercedes cars had strong pace at the Interlagos circuit in Brazil. In the recent interview, Verstappen also said that it's probably due to the age difference between Hamilton and him that have caused these crashes. He said, "But I don't understand, maybe it's a generation thing, that we understand each other better, we are racing nicer to each other, I don't get it. But I don't feel like I'm doing anything different to Lewis or the other drivers in terms of how we're racing. Because the day before with George Russell, in the Interlagos sprint race where Russell attacked and passed Verstappen, we were having an incredible fight, closing the door, defending, outbreaking each other. That was a lot of fun and I was trying to do the same in the main race, having that kind of battle, but unfortunately we couldn't get it to work. I've always respected Lewis for what he has achieved in the sport, but that's why I don't really understand why we cannot really race like I've been doing with the others." So if you thought that this rivalry had ended in 2021 or even in 2022, you're wrong. Two world champions going head to head, and there are always going to be sparks flying. I can't wait for this year's season to see what new battles we get. Let us know your thoughts on these statements by Max, and as always, stay tuned to Forward Motorsports as we get you the best of motorsport news.